You're unstackable. Oh! Hey there. Welcome to Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Wacky Races. My name is Sheep Launcher, and today we have the Unstackable flag featured. I am here with Fallgran. Fallgran, how are you doing on this Sunday afternoon?
Oh, I'm doing much better now that we're getting ready for some wacky racers. Uh, the unstackable flag set, everybody's favorite.
Yeah, it's one of those that uh, doesn't make the game easier. It makes managing your inventory that much more difficult than in regular Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. So, could be a lot of fun to see how these racers deal with it. We have a duel between Warlink 05 and Tybalt for you this afternoon. And we have a Sid start uh, to get us going. Sid, uh, kind of a welcome character to start with. He doesn't need a whole lot of items, like say an edge, to make him effective in the early game.
No, and plus you're looking at a increased HP total to start with, making some of the scarier earlier checks like Hobbs and such a little less scary. You can take a hit.
Yeah, so that'll be nice. We are joined by our restreamer Alchemy and by our tracker Darth Plague hanging out with you here on a Sunday afternoon. This is a fun club, the Wacky Races club, and we hope to have fun with you. There are 7 objectives that our runners have to do. They have to do 6 of them, any 6 they choose, in order to get the crystal to defeat the big boss at the end. Zeromus. A couple of interesting objectives, completing Cave Magnus and the Forge, always there. But I'm seeing defeating Water Hag down on the bottom. The Water Hag, the only boss hunt, you don't need to defeat Demist in order to get a key item from Edward in the bed.
And plus, too, you're looking at, a good majority of these objectives, they're going to require an item slot that you might not particularly want to give up at the moment. So just kind of balancing what you need to complete the objectives and what you need to get through some of the tougher fights you may run into are certainly going to play into how our runners approach these things.
And Tybalt and Warlink have certainly certainly have enough experience with all kinds of flags that they know how to think outside the box. This should be challenging, but it's something that they are well prepared for.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure we're going to see the inventory boss rear his head a couple times, but nothing that these two runners haven't had to deal with before.
So as we wait for the gate to drop on this race, Valgren, who would you like to see most if you were a runner as the second character here? It looks like we won't have to wait
I was going to say,
any longer to find out.
Well, quickly, maybe some sort of white mage, or, well, in this case, taking a Quake Kid will definitely go a long ways to helping make some of those fights go quicker.
Evil Wall gives us the Baron Key, says, "Come on back and fight me whenever you want to." And Sid is joined by that Quake Kid, by Palom. We are underway. We are glad to have you with us.
You know, I think Sid probably really likes stacking things since like he's an engineer and stuff.
Yeah, he's not a civil engineer though. He doesn't strike me as kind of a city planner guy. He's more of a vehicle engineer.
That's fair. That's fair.
Unless the defenses at Baron are kind of his idea. Is that? Do we even know?
I don't think there's any lore about that. So yeah, a mechanical engineer like Chad says.
Now both these runners heading into Castle Evelyn here, and gonna pick up the good stuff. You really don't want to waste your time with anything that's not gonna help you.
No, absolutely. With not being able to stack any of the useful items, you want to make sure that everything that you are filling your inventory with is going to be useful, and, if not that, at least sell for a little bit.
Yeah, and the R, the R trigger will get a lot of work out here. Anything you can't immediately use or can't immediately sell, gone. Because think about it, even even selling a bunch of items takes time because you have to sell each one individually. You can't sell a stack of 5 or whatever. So they really have to sell for a bunch in order to make it worth it, even to carry around for a little bit.
Some really cool stuff in here, like the Earth Hammer, and I saw like a crystal ring and a mute dagger. Good stuff.
And a dancing dagger will make that Palom a little useful. A couple of rune rings I've seen here. The treasure chests are T Wildish alchemy. Are you feeling sorry for these runners here?
Yes. Very blunt yes.
But it's a max tier 6, so you're not gonna get anything super OP.
Which, I mean, tier 6, you're not looking at anything to sneeze at either. And look like Tybalt doing the work and finding the trap chests that are scattered around Eblin.
And so, yeah, it is difficult if you're attuned to the sound effect for picking up an item or pitching an item. It's tough to see exactly what's going on in each runner's inventory. They could be easily throwing stuff away or picking up stuff until we can see in a shop or a menu.
All right, both runners looking like they're taking it very safe as well. Don't want to run into the Mad Ogres when you're not ready for them, or any of the other trap chests that can really put a damper on your looting.
Now that's an interesting item. In the basement is an Artemis bow, the most powerful bow in the game. But of course, in order to use it, you have to have arrows with it. It does have some stat buffers, but Sid is a skilled archer, and the back row glitch is on. But do our runners want to use 2 items in their inventory to utilize bow and arrows? And it looks like Warlink, at least, is making that decision.
Bow and arrows are like
back
really
row
bad.
glitch.
Yeah, I think early game it's not a bad idea for sure. Just get that little extra damage out of Sid, and at worst, you're back row glitching him. Which Warlink seems like he is taking that route and heading up to Mount Hobbs.
The cool thing about
Eddie
the
has
whole
the
arrow
goods,
thing,
has a legend sword.
the cool thing about the arrow thing is that you can like do the arrow burster glitch like really easily because you only have 1 arrow anyways.
Yeah, and at least so that arrow glitch, if you berserk a character who has only 1 arrow left, that arrow will never go away, and you'll never run out. So that's nice. You don't have to worry about that. But other than that, if you're not berserking whoever has the arrow on, 1 arrow gets picked up at a time, and it's gone real fast. Warlink decides to pick up a Sage Tella. It's always sad when Tella and Yong are dueling. I don't know why they had to go up to the mountain to do that. It looked like Tella got lost on his way to learn Meteo.
Well, he figured every mountain is an ordeal when you get up to that age. He didn't particularly get to Mount Ordeals.
No, it's like the Mount Ordeals, the other Mount Ordeals, the 3rd Mount Ordeals.
Yeah. But seriously, guys, it's like we're all friends here. We all died in service of defeating Golbez and later Zeromus. Can't we all just talk this out? Why do we gotta come up here and fight? Anyway, Karate Man goes down for both Tybalt and Warlink, and each of them have a Sage in their parties.
Which, he comes pre-packaged with Exit, which will make running down Antlion that much easier.
And in fact, that is where Warlink is going. Right next to Mount Hobbs makes getting out of it easier. No worries about skipping pretty much all of the treasure chests in here because you don't have the room for anything anyway, and the treasure is just not great in the Key Wildish Flags, so kind of a waste of a boss here. 3 Dark Imps are hanging out at the bottom of the Antlion Cave.
Yeah, you never want to see a boss that is that easy down here, where you would like to see some of the harder hitting bosses just due to the fact that it is a early game boss area. They're not going to be doing as much damage or have as much HP.
But Alchemy pointed out earlier that Earthhammer found in Castle Evelyn, Warlink making great use of it, and Tibble will be too. That is a way to do AoE damage on all of these Dark Imps. Oh, and Tibble found a Stardust Rod somewhere, and that cleans them up even faster.
Absolutely. The nice thing about it is it's going to not take up that inventory space. All you have to do is use it from your equipment screen. So stuff like the Earth Handler and the Stardust Rod are going to be immensely useful this early in the run.
The key item there, I don't know what you think, Falgron. I think that's just about the worst key item you can find this early. Because you can never pitch it, and it's going to take up a spot in your inventory.
I mean, what if you go to the package and it's Fusoya right there, and also there's Water Hack at Kaipoing?
It's possible. Fusoya is the only restricted character, but still, that's a long wait when you already have a Sage.
Yeah, but you can get rid of it. Like, you don't want that stinking package in your inventory.
It looks like Tybalt's at least going to check it out.
Gonna peek Miss Cave just to see who's there first, and we have a Milan Z just chilling.
Yep, and he can stay there. Warlink will find his Legend Sword, and I believe that was a Vanilla Iridia, if I saw correctly.
Yup.
And Tybalt not going to wait to see if Waterhag is going to be invading Kaipo. Waterhag has been known to hang around Kaipo, but doesn't usually step into the inn.
Yeah, you typically get some funny looks when you drip water everywhere.
So, Baigen is hanging out in the inn, coming down from the ivory tower of the castle to hang with Edward.
Yeah, definitely not the worst area you can find him. There's some spots that Baigen can show up in where he starts hitting really hard and really fast, especially with those 2 arms.
And the second spot, the Kaipo guards have all crowded into the corner. And just like we're having a party up here in the booth, the officer and soldier are having a party in the Baron Inn. Wonder what's flowing. What is their drink order, you think?
I think the soldiers try to act like tough guys to impress the officer, but they're probably like lightweights.
I mean, what is the drink that most often makes you hit yourself? That's what the soldiers are imbibing.
That would be what's this tea that's like really strong and spicy? Chai?
How about the Panera caffeinated lemonade?
Goodness.
That sounds intense.
I'm seeing suggestions that they are imbibing Bacchus wine in the inn, and we got the adamant from the Baron Inn, so the guards were holding on to that adamant rock for us nicely.
What if they were dipping
the
the adamant in the drinks to spice it up?
There's got to be an easier way to do that, you would think.
Well, it's like they got one of those fancy stones. They chill it and just put it in the glass. It's all good.
Shoutouts to Final Fantasy XIV and hacking the way they take salt in. Oh god, Falgren, what is it? The snow
from
zone.
the diadem. item descriptions from Ishgard.
Yeah, Ishgard, like they can put out salt rock in the middle of the table, and everyone just like licks it when they want salty. It's really good.
That sounds like a team building exercise.
Yeah.
Gone wrong.
Honestly, what do you mean gone wrong?
Well, Warlink interrupted a diplomatic mission. King Queen Evelyn went to Fabul Castle. Once they were defeated, Warlink got the Darkness Crystal. So, Moon's open.
Yeah, that definitely opens up the seed, gives you a free character check, which is always nice when your party consists of Sid and 3 people who a strong breeze can take out.
Yeah.
And it just opens up some more key item checks.
And Warlink immediately going to turn in that Darkness Crystal. Wants a whale.
Plus, it's always nice just getting that cutscene out of the way early, and not when you're feeling like you're, behind in a race already.
Fly me to the moon, land among the stars. And meanwhile, Tybalt, taking that invitation that Evil Wall gave first thing in the race, Evil Wall said, "Come on back and see me," and Tybalt says, "Now's the time."
Which, again, if you're going to see Evil Wall, I'm not mad to see him in a relatively easier spot than some places you can end up seeing him in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Evil Wall being in this spot, very manageable. The spot is relatively slow. It's pretty early on in the game. He doesn't hit especially hard here. Yeah, just about a really good place to see him. Not much for sale in Mysidia, although Warlink did pick up something from the armor shop. I didn't see what.
Yeah, I missed it as well. But looks like we are going to pop up to the moon and see what's what up there. While Tybalt continues on with taking on that Evil Wall.
Yeah,
Did you all
Tybalt's a
enjoy
little
peeking the Murasame altar when you go to the moon to peek at stuff?
Yeah, it's always nice to know. It is the easiest thing to peek once you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. Out of everything, it's a relatively easy run compared to everything else. But yeah, Bacchus Wine's in the Naming Way Cave.
Silk Webs as well. It's nice to have one of those, and if a pass doesn't show up, it'll be a relatively easy spot to pick some up before fighting Zeromus. Tybalt squeaked through that Evil Wall fight. Sid was on his last tick before being petrified, being the only character alive. Well done by Tybalt to make that wall come crumbling down.
Oh, Warlink's going to be very happy with that moon character. We got a Fu sitting in his usual spot. A little bit more incentive to start popping some bosses, get up that spell list.
And that's not a vanilla Odin, but the King of Baron is the King of Baron. Odin sitting on the throne.
Fight.
Oh, sword raised.
Yeah, in a little bit of trouble here. Trying to find something to do. And gonna try and tough this one out.
Oh, that's not happening.
Not quite.
Not quite. Yeah, he was holding up his little shield, like, I'll stop you with this! And that is not the way it goes, and Tybalt will head back out of Baron Castle. Odin on the throne, not fun.
Yeah, looking like he was trying to get a cheeky lit 2 off before the Odin cast, but couldn't quite make it.
Whirling bought
Does
like
have an Eddie.
5 life potions. That's terrifying. The inventory.
Yeah, so you have to know what you're dealing with. Probably have a few more levels in order to make an Ed Eater struck a reality there.
Though he is picking up a couple of vampires, which will definitely make up for some of the lower damage he has currently. But, Tybalt's been making very good use of the items that he's given. He has a life staff on his tela that he's been using to pick people up instead of the life potions. So that seems to be the way that these runners are going to be getting around the item problem.
Yeah, very well done. Those weapons that can do double duty and cast spells, taking the place of J items, really paying for themselves.
Oh, Golbiz and Ordeals 1.
So Ordeals 1, pretty easy spot for the most part. This will just be slow going.
And Warlink looking like he's taking out Palom for I'm going to assume a slingshot.
Yeah, and gonna start powering up that Fu. Fu will get 100 HP and 3 more spells with every boss. So that means the easy ones will fall to Warlink, and he knows just where to find them.
Absolutely, and getting a Cure 3 off the bat was going to solve a lot of your healing issues long term, too.
I should have put, forced a white mage start. I'll do that next time. Whoops.
Yeah, no white mages anywhere so far. And no free characters either.
Right, and Warlink going to make his way up and run into his Golbez problem. Both runners looking to get their telas fully powered ASAP.
One of the underrated annoying things about this Golbez is the spells that he's reflecting back on himself if you get a Star Veil up in time, which you usually do, aren't powerful enough to one-shot him because the magic power is so weak at the spot.
Now, Sheep, I have to ask you too. Warlink definitely has a lot more incentive to doing ordeals, especially with that darkness crystal. Definitely looks like he's getting ready to do a D machine grind at some point. Nope.
Yeah.
Looks like we have our Water Hag on ordeals too.
Water Hag getting some punches in and really decimating Tybalt's party. That Sid still standing. Got to get 2 shots in. Anna giving a pep talk, but Sid is armored up enough that even though he's the only one standing, this won't be an issue. Be strong! Oh, he is.
Oh, he's fine. You're talking to the guy that's on the ground already.
So that is an objective.
Considering that Sid survived multiple explosions, I think he's plenty strong already. Sturdy at least.
Yeah, Anna's really preaching to the converted in that instance. Sid is not the one that she needs to talk to. Sid does survive a Lit 3 to the face. Gonna try and power through without using a Star Veil and makes it.
Makes it. Oh, man.
Wow.
Gotta conserve those resources.
Yeah, and we have seen some really close fights here. Some really well done scrapping from both of these runners. And that is a hard required mount ordeals. That is a twin harp.
Always gotta love the hard required ordeals.
No fighting ordeals.
Mega Sisters. Yeah, right. Mega Sisters going to be made short work of in this spot.
I don't know. Where I come from, it's considered rude to bust in on the sisters in the changing room, but I guess these folks were just raised differently.
I mean, it's their fault for having a key item in there.
Well, Anna's audience is much bigger on Warlink's side. She has 4 folks to talk to. That sounds like my last poetry reading.
Fubu Bluff Popcorn Deal?
And a slow fade as the blue robe will fall off that bridge.
I love the sound that the Buster makes when it hits the ground. It's like a very, very tiny, like, bloop.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part is just how some of the sprites handle the falling animation in this game.
Yes. Luge falling off is the best. Because his little legs go... So, Tybalt hasn't done Fabul yet. He'll get his Darkness Crystal. But other than that, I mean, where do you go? You gotta go either to Baron Castle or Twin Harp, and Tybalt for sure knows, and I think more like thinks that Twin Harp is much more appealing at this point.
Oh, absolutely. And you got to think, too, you have access to a D-Machine grind, which, with this flag set, won't be nearly as efficient as normal, but with this group, a couple levels probably wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, you really need that Quake Kid buffed up a little bit, because we're starting to run kind of low on physical attack power, which probably our runners would have been wanting to have. Just somebody you could kind of set and forget and just press attack every round, but that direct Lit 2 doesn't work on a wall, but Warlink makes it through. And Tybalt takes care of King Queen Eblin, trying to invade Fabul Castle. And that particular turn in the game of Risk goes to naught. And what is your deal? Your deal is you've learned Meteo.
That deck box was very funny. I really enjoyed it.
Alright, gonna check the item shop. Get the few... Trying to sell the multiple, buy the multiple.
Nope, they can't do it. Can't stack anything, even in your hand. Like, you can't reach into your bag 4 times and say, here, take these 4 things. You gotta reach in individually.
So his flag set is like the equivalent of trying to carry that, like, last grocery bag that you really shouldn't, but you just do it anyways.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know about everybody else. I consider it kind of a waste if I can't carry all of my groceries in one trip. And so this is the opposite of that, really.
I mean, we're all speedrunners here. We gotta do everything fast.
And Warlink took a look at Baron Inn and reset.
I'll probably be looking to save, or might be looking to see if another spot might prove to be easier, but definitely will want to head there sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm wondering what he's waiting for here. That's 2 more bosses to buff up that Fu a little bit. But he decides to go to Eblin Castle instead and is going to take on some trap chests.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. He might be trying to get a couple levels before seeing what's behind the Eddy. I mean, we have the foresight of knowing that it's really not that big of a deal of a boss, but there could be some pretty scary matchups in there.
And it is foresight. I mean, we knew. It's not like we cheated or anything. Or like we'll use one of those hourglasses to take on the Black Cat and Lamia.
I mean, those hourglasses were like burning a hole in like Wolverine's pocket, so this is as good use as any, really.
Everything is burning a hole in your pocket. That is what the flag is.
And plus, I mean, if you're gonna do it to any group, this isn't a bad one to do it. You get to avoid the nasty blast counters that the Black Cats can hit you with.
Yeah, and take care of all of them with a stone cast. That's what Fu is there for. Ooh. Well, Now do you take on another boss, but a 4-minute cutscene for Iridia who could use that Bahamut?
I mean, it's hard to say.
What if you get surrounded by dancing girls?
And what if the dancing girls were on fire?
This is what happens when you leave bad reviews of a show.
This is like when people say like, oh, like she's on fire, she's dancing so good, but like I guess she danced so good that her feet literally became emblazed.
Yeah. This is like high fantasy. This is Gabriel Garcia Marquez stuff right here. She's dancing so fast, she's burning down the whole village, and then a girl summons a titan to create an earthquake and change topography in response. This is just high fantasy.
Move over, Tolkien.
Magical realism at its finest. And now both runners.
I don't know about the realism bit, but it's definitely magical.
You've never seen a small child summon a giant earth creature before? Come on.
Just once.
Just once.
I'll give you that. It's not all that common. So both Tybalt and Warlink and Tybalt, I believe, also knew about that Rydia. Reset out of it before, but came back here after the Darkness Crystal. So maybe Tybalt wants to slingshot Rydia as well.
I mean, at worst, it's an easy boss tick for your Fu. Tybalt getting him a little bit later than Warlink, so he demissed.
Yeah, Demus does not contain another key item. Should be easy. Boss doesn't. We don't get to see the phase changes. The tutorial boss does not do its job, and we do not know about the battle system.
Yeah, definitely not a bad place to see demist. That can get nasty in some of the faster spots.
Yeah. I missed you. Or like not taking any chances, making sure that Quake Kid is on the floor at all times.
His Fu picking up the white cast too, which will definitely make a lot of things a lot quicker.
An interesting Odin summon there, but Tybalt not interested. We're kind of running out of free bosses to use it on. We've already seen Officer Soldier, we've already seen Dark Imps.
Yeah, so really we're looking at the Baron Inn guards as really one of the only options to use that on.
Yeah, could be useful potentially for trap chests, but we have enough other ways of dealing with it, I guess.
I just noticed you and Elkie are getting a nice little shout out in Tybalt's group too.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a kid named after you. Really puts to focus how mature Sybil thinks I am.
I was gonna say something about like overall like usefulness, but yeah, no, that works too.
Oh, and Warlink is gonna set up the grind now.
I thought you were gonna go like, oh, you know, it makes me see how far I've come or whatever, but no, it was very funny.
It makes me see how many times I need to be whacked upside the head by my sister. But Warlink is walking around. If we see float eyes, that means a grind is coming up.
Looking like it, and he's knocking down his 2 black mages, so they'll get a nice little spring when the grind does happen.
That's not going to happen right away. That was just to set up this fight so no EXP would come to either of the young black mages, because you need to keep them as low as possible so that when that grind fight does happen, if they are 10 levels below the medium, they get 3 times EXP. Is that right, Clawgran? Did I say that right off the top of my head?
That sounded correct to me off the top of my head as well.
Okay, fantastic. We are not the wiki, but we do a reasonable facsimile sometimes.
I don't know if it comes from the top of my head, but somewhere around my head tells me that is also correct.
One of the squishy parts of the head.
Yeah, one of those.
Somewhere in that gray matter. Boo has Quake on Warlink's side.
It's the part that remembers all my important passwords and stuff. That's where all my free enterprise knowledge ended up.
Yeah, that piece of paper is not big enough. I don't keep all my passwords on a piece of paper, that's my parents. Tybalt is heading to the whale, and Tybalt will get to the grind fight first. So, here's my question. When that officer retreats, where is he going? Where does he have to run? He's running right back into that corner.
I think he just runs, like, just as far away as possible, in order to put as much distance as possible.
Yeah, I just picture him running out the door screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, how can he make it to the door, though? We're in between him and the door.
You can jump over tables.
Okay.
I just imagine like a.
I guess
like
that's what he has to do.
A cartoon, and he just runs really fast and makes like a him-shaped hole on the door, and he goes, "Boy."
Gotta go. Smoke bomb. Just run.
Just pocket sand, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Go.
It's like pocket sand, but you just like throw it in the air. It doesn't do anything. You just yell pocket sand, and you just like chuck it and run away.
All right, Tybalt turning on encounters. We're gonna see.
Looks good.
How we do. Yep.
It's a searcher and 2 beamers, and yeah, it looks like it should be good to go. But I guess the proof will be in the pudding.
D machine grind taketh. D machine giveth.
So one of the interesting things about this flag set, I noticed a lot of glitches on, including the MP overflow glitch. So I did not see Tybalt set that up. It might have been, it might not be a big deal. Boo might have enough MP to do a decent grind without it, but if you have that trick handy, Now would be the time to use it.
Absolutely. He also might be thinking, too, between Fu and Tella, he might just have enough casts a week between the two of them, too.
Yep.
More like heading back into Eblin Castle, and all the ogres must get stoned. That is a D machine.
All right, now hopefully you can get into the rhythm of the grind without it going too sideways on you.
So should we name these D machines as they come up?
No, you don't want to get attached to them.
Hmm. And they're all named Derek anyway. Just each Derek is spelled differently. That's my own personal headcanon. Did I see a crystal sword from the Mad Ogres? Is that what I saw?
I think so.
And of course, Cecil nowhere to be found. But that's worth hanging on to, even in this unstackable Wacky.
Yeah, you never want to sell your crystal sword, then all of a sudden run into a Cecil, especially when you've already done ordeals, because he's going to just be ready to go.
And Baron Castle is available to you, so that is a character check. That is right behind an Odin. And we're aware of the little bit of choppiness. That's not you. That's alchemy.
Yeah, I tried stacking some things and it just didn't work.
Well, it's not alchem you, it's alchemy. Here comes Derek again.
I'm gonna be saving that one.
Yeah, go ahead and steal it.
Yeah, Tibble looking like he's just taking care of this grind with no issue now. That fire being a little scary, but, when is it not?
Ooh! And right, that fire, you know how much it's gonna do, and yeah, just not good. So
looked like he was trying to get out of the grind at that point, just couldn't quite beat the fire cast.
And now running into a single mech giant, his step routes gone. Just a bummer for Tibbles. And now Warlake has joined the party up in the giant.
Yeah, it's not a race if one of the commentators doesn't curse a runner at least once.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Besides chilling, is saying things that immediately turn south. Well, while our runners are trying to get their grind fights reestablished, do want to thank our restreamer Alchemy for creating this wonderful seed and flag set, and our tracker Darth Plagle for taking care of pushing all the buttons, and happy to be joined in the booth by Fulgran hanging out on this Sunday afternoon. The Wacky flag is unstackable, which means every item that our runners pick up, you cannot you cannot see 2 life potions in one slot. Each life potion takes up its own slot, and there are no extra inventory slots, so our runners have to manage that. It sounds like fun, because it is, to a certain kind of person.
I love the disclaimer at the end.
It
Ooh.
makes things. Well, we got reset at the same time. That was impressive.
Yeah, that was a searcher and 2 beamers on Warlink's side, but he was quick with the reset, so that must have been a horseman fight.
Looks like Tybalt is on the right track. We'll see if RNG is kind to him.
Ooh, and Warlink gets a back attack, which is also the one he ran away from. Not ideal, but if you find your fight, you deal with it.
Beggars can't be choosers on this point. Plus, you have to think, your grind is going to be significantly shorter than it would be in any other seed, just because you can't have that large stack of life spells and, the ether spells if so needed.
Well, if our runners want to work together at this point, they have them surrounded. It's a pincer attack between Warlink and Tybalt.
So since
Giant doesn't stand a chance.
Since we have entered the Grand Zone TM, speaking of like stacking things, have you all ever played with like blocks and or Legos or any facsimile of block related construction?
Oh sure.
I work in early childhood education. That's like my job at this point.
your job is stacking things for children.
No, your job is picking things up after the children stack them and then knock them over, right?
Listen, I've gotten salty when kids have knocked over my Lego towers before.
Fair enough. Okay. Question number 2. Jenga. Any fans of Jenga here, like in chat or in this booth?
Oh yeah, I mean, I have a Jenga at home. I was playing with my wife and her cousin the other week, and my wife won 3 times in a row because she deliberately sat behind the unsteadiest and most reckless cousin.
That smells like cheating. I don't want to throw dirt on your wife, but I don't know, dude. It smells
that
kind
cheating
of
or
fishy.
just good strategy?
I mean,
yeah.
Where did you
It's
draw
family
the line,
game
right?
night. You have to do what you have to do.
That's why we don't play Monopoly in my house.
Listen, you either win or you lose. In this world, it's win or be winned.
No, in Monopoly, you either win or you quit the game because it's taking too long.
I mean,
That's the problem with Monopoly.
yeah.
You either win or your relatives and friends don't talk to you for a year. That's
Oh no, he has become the Monopoly man.
Just to bring it back to the grind too, it does look like Warlink has managed to do the MP overflow glitch, so that'll definitely make his grind a little less harrowing.
Harrowing
Actually,
is
it's like
really pretty
Tybalt has
good.
done the same thing.
Yeah, that's not something I know how to do off the top of my head. It seems like more black magic to me, but...
It's actually, like, I know you're probably tired of hearing this, but it's actually not that hard. You basically need to press A and then left, so you trick the game onto casting Cure 4, for example, even though it thinks you can cast it because the cursor was just on like Cure 1 or whatever, so you just expend more MP than you have. It's like frame perfect, almost, but not really, and it's not that hard, really.
It just goes to show that every Super Nintendo game is perfectly coded with nothing going wrong with it.
I don't know if I've ever seen Nuke used against the D Machine. That is...
It's fast.
that is something. Yeah. You don't need to waste a week and then waste another attack. As long as you have all the MP, it's an instant cast.
I mean, Blair go burr. And yes, Scarcer, we do have dueling D-Machine grinds pretty much back-to-back, too. They got in roughly the same time.
I have personally, by my own hand, brought back CC3 from the dead.
Make it CC3 again by science or magic. All right,
Science
I want
and
to bring
or
it back.
magic.
I want to bring it back to the blocks discussion. Did anybody have? Does anybody have strong opinions about Duplo versus Lego?
I don't think I care.
I mean, I use Duplo just because they're bigger.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, there was a time that I grew out of Duplo. And I had a relative who got me Duplo blocks like the year after I decided I grew out of Duplo, and I was really upset by that because I was a big kid now and wanted Lego.
Skill issue, honestly. I think thinking about it back in the day when I was a child, I think I enjoyed the bigger blocks more because I could make shapes in an easier way, and I enjoyed making shapes, and making shapes with smaller blocks meant I will spend like 5 times longer stacking tinier blocks, and I was like, no, I just want to make a cool shape. Give me the big blocks.
I was always a big fan of Connects.
Yeah, so you were more engineering inclined, I suppose. Like, more of a Sid. Wanted to make things go.
A little bit.
Vroom.
What do you suppose the Searcher is looking for?
Love.
Like all of us, right?
Yeah, it's just like everybody else, just meaning, companionship, that sort of thing. It's a little clingy, that's why it always has to call the its D-Machine friend.
I have climbed
I'm struggling to
highest
fix this
giants.
I'm struggling to...
I have run through the halls, summoning D-Machines.
Let's go.
Summoning D-Machines. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Could have said what I'm searching for, and I'm almost there.
Yeah, I could have said that. That would have been good.
But it's still really
I'll
good.
Take note. But I still haven't found what I'm searching for.
I've kept some sort of count, and then I just kind of lost it. But it looks like
that's fair.
Warlink is finishing up his grind, casting weak on the Searcher.
Yeah, did not seem as long for Warlink as Tybalt.
Oh my god, shoutouts to Warlink using the life staff for life.
That's what I was saying before. Both of the runners have been really pulling out all the stops with items that you don't normally remember having uses like that.
I enjoy the weak casting on the Searcher and then just nuking it.
I was about to point that out. What was the point?
I mean, if you're gonna MP glitch, you gotta cast nuke. That's just how that works. Speaking of, looking like levels are gonna be set for the rest of this run now.
Yes, everybody's getting levels. At least the unstackable flag does not unstack the gained a level things. Like, remember how in the original game, if you gained more than one level at a time, each one was gained one level.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
We should. Somebody should totally make that a new flag, wacky flag set for next
No
season.
thanks. Oh, and Warlink found that Bahamut in Castle Evelyn, and now our caller knows a big dragon to call.
On
level
top of
50.
Nuke. All 3 casters have Nuke now, so this should everything should just burn.
And we have our anchor with Sid.
Yeah. Well, there's something strange with Iridia. Who's she gonna call? Bahamut!
I don't know if that works. I don't know. Nice try though.
If
Okay.
Bahamut says it works, it works.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. Really, the Blarg is gonna be the only critic, the only one who could judge me.
Only Bahamut can judge me.
Well, each of the Vanilla Giant is not on, by the way, so each of our runners can take the back door out, and they do.
All right. Now with all that, we're 53 minutes in. We've only had one objective found so far. I think it's time to just start melting all the bosses that are left.
Yeah, and Tybalt's gonna start on the moon to do that, and it looks like Warlink is going to take some of these tasks on the blue planet. Still no underground access.
Seriously, swag Baron Chocobo. Gosh darn it, Warlink.
Well, wants to take care of that twin harp. It looks like that is an objective.
I never realized there was a black chocobo there.
There is once you summon the whale.
I think the technicality is that you need to set foot in the well and then it spawns, which is really weird, actually.
Yeah.
That's why I
think
never
yeah.
seen it.
it's to prevent soft logs, I believe. That's why they put it there.
See, this is what I like about doing commentary. You always learn something you never knew before. Even if it's the most, like, niche, out of the way knowledge ever.
Even if you already knew it, and then you forgot, and then you're learning again, which happens to me all the time, because this game has a massive knowledge base.
It sure does. Well, Warlake is going to take on the Dark Elf, get some music. Forgot to do something, it looks like. And while he's resetting that, so our runners need a hook and either a pan or a tower key for go mode. From the way I'm seeing it.
Right.
They each have the twin harp. They each have both parts of Forge. Magma Key will get them most of the way there, but they need to launch the Falcon as well, so might as well do it via the hook, and then either return the pan to Yong's wife, or destroy the super cannon. Needs either the pan or the tower key.
Correct. So unfortunately, you can pick and choose, especially if like the Queen of Monsters ends up being something particularly nasty.
And then you would need both of those key items.
Pang
If you're gonna
is like
skip.
close to the sound the Pang actually makes when hitting Yang. So Pang is like a
Yeah.
really good like onomatopoeia, like combo word.
Yeah. Well, Leviathan in Bahamut Cave only gives a moon veil. Nice item to have. Always really nice.
Could never be too mad at reflect on top of permanent blink. Makes some really nasty physical fights, especially up on the moon, a lot more bearable.
I mean, since we still
Warlink
have
has
to
to
do
reset again.
Levy spot and stuff, like that's gonna be useful.
Warlick has to reset again and does not want to tire this poor Chocobo out, so takes a closer one. Tybalt, meanwhile, it looks like he wants to full clear the moon. An absolutely baller move.
I mean, with the levels that everybody has currently from that D machine grind, really shouldn't pose too much of an issue.
Yeah, that Leviathan in Bahamut Cave, even with the physical levels all the way up, no problem.
So, Sheep, what bosses would you like to see on the moon, considering we're not the ones running it?
Oh, of course. Kainatsu's always fun to see a turtle in a fun place. Rubicant, I think, would be a little bit nasty. The problem is we've already seen some of the tougher ones. We've already seen Golbez, we've already seen Vigan, we've already seen Evil Wall. How about a required Alt Gauntlet at Masamune Altar?
Ooh, I like the way you think. I say DKC can be a little dicey, depending on the spot. Sid will make that a little bit easier. Antlion is still out and about, and he likes to get a little punchy in this particular area.
Well, Tybalt will head into the ribbon room. Yeah, what's going on there, Alchemy? Oh,
Yeah,
there's more vanilla.
It's since that whirling is, I don't know.
Yeah. Warlick really... This is just what Warlick thinks of you, the audience. I'm sorry to say. Does not want you to hear the music.
Gaming so hard.
Is that on purpose? No. He has to be having some like issues with the capture card. Harumph in chat saying I have nothing to do with this. Buddy, you need to say it.
No, seriously, Warlink, such a valued member of the FF4 community, such a talented runner as well. Kind of a shame this is happening to him right now. We'll hopefully get him back up shortly.
Looks like we're back. Took a save inside the Cave Magnus, so we should be alright.
And meanwhile, Tybalt continues to battle D's Lunars. They're quite punchy. And one thing this party does not have is a whole lot of physical defense. But he makes it through.
Nope, and starting off, of course, the second you decide you're gonna hit the Lunars with anything, they get a little upset and just start spamming fire. As they do.
That is a hook from the ribbon room. And that is one item away from go mode for Tybalt. And it looks like Warlink is back up and running and ready to take on this boss, and that means we are ready to hear the music from Eddie. We're hoping it's a chill song, although, if it's a real shredder, I don't think any of us will have a problem with that either. Enjoy. And there's another Bahamut. More importantly, that is an objective done, and that is River City Ransom, I believe, was the reveal there from Warlink.
It's a banger song.
It really is. It's terrific. Kind of a Donkey Kong Country kind of vibe.
Yeah, right? I thought it was like Turtles in Time or something, but because it also has that vibe. But dope.
Yeah, beat 'em ups in general just always had soundtracks that went way harder than they had absolutely any right to go.
Yeah, true.
I mean, Streets of Rage 2, I think, has one of the best video game soundtracks in history. It's just phenomenal.
I believe you.
100%.
Shoutouts to Tibble throwing meteors at CPU.
Yes. A really fun way to register your distaste with electronics is to just throw rocks at it. A little Luddite, but it gets the job done.
Absolutely, he's through that CPU fight.
And Warlink gonna take on that evil wall, it looks like. Gets a spoon, Tibble does. The spoon flag is on. Alchemy, you want to tell us why the spoon flag is on?
What do you mean, why? Like...
is it because you love us and want us to be happy?
Oh! No, it's because I think the idea of Edward with a knife, absolutely hilarious. Okay, I know it's a spoon.
I mean, yeah.
I know it's a spoon in the US localization, but still.
You sharpen it enough, it's fine.
I've seen you played Knifey Spoony before.
Knifey Spoony.
Theme songs reference. And Warlink now going to attack the evil wall, and not going to be nearly as scary as it was for Tybalt earlier. Not with these levels.
No, I feel bad for the Odin.
No, that Odin not going to be too long. Tybalt going to take on that Masquerade altar. Oh, gets a blarg! Now, Witchburn is on, so not going to be...
Oh, that's a little disappointing.
Yeah. But instead of a Mega Nuke, it's a Lit 1 against all. But now Wyvern, pretty speedy at this spot, gonna start bouncing nukes off itself. And Darth Plagal in chat is saying she recently had a Witchburn that was white. Which, yeah, especially if it's cast against all, that is a very scary spell to be staring down.
Yeah, we like to poke fun at what he casts sometimes, but he can take you by surprise every so often.
My favorite Witchburn is still Glance. Just confuse everyone and see if your party can chop itself up before it can recover. Just a treat to watch and absolutely abhorrent when it happens to you.
All right, looks like Warlink is ditching his Tela now that the D-Machine grind is over and taking out the Yang that he found in Baron.
It's nice of Antlion to prevent the walls from closing in.
I mean, they did say in the game that it was always a gentle creature or so. It checks out.
Yeah. And we'll see if this pays off for Warlink.
Magma-Key.
So, that can be a little bit... It's a double-edged sword here. Magma-Key gets Warlink access to the underground, but we know the hook is on the moon, and we need the hook to launch the Falcon. So, anything that pushes Warlink further away from the moon could push him further away from victory if either the tower key or the pan are getting hit by the moon.
Yeah, it's very true. It looks like he's going to go check out the Odin spot before he makes his move underground.
Yeah, the moon not hard required yet that we know of. Hook is up there as well as the Luca key. Now, the Luca key is not strictly required. The warp glitch is on.
Yeah, especially with that water hag out of the way, it's very hard to justify going down the whole way through Luca key when you could just as easily take out Dwarf Cave and use one of your many leveled up casters to warp you.
Yeah, there is absolutely no reason to see who that boss is way down at the bottom.
So, like, Warling is using
we all know
Jen
we like...
as an anchor, so since he wants to use Sid to hit things, I hope that he gets, like, a giant axe out for Forge, or, like, a hammer.
I don't know, with this group, I would just... Oh, no, it's not stacked items, that's right. Never mind. My usual buy a bunch of cure items and just use Sid as a white mage wouldn't work in this flag set.
Let Sid hit things. He's a very simple man. All he wants to do is fix things and hit things. And sometimes fix things by hitting things.
He is the embodiment of when you have a hammer, every problem looks like a nail.
He really is.
Go fetch. That's an earth crystal. Now, that's another key item chance. That's 2 more characters, and remember, Warlink has a crystal sword hanging around.
Yeah, as much as you
walk it out.
As much as you spent that time leveling up your characters already, if you see a Cecil up there, I mean, as much as a full group of nukes is nice, you always need that one melee that can just turn into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, but that is kind of a one-stop thing, and he does have the entire underworld open to him now, and it looks like he wants to drop the key in the well.
And while he's doing that, Tibble is making his way to the harp, so we're going to get a repeat performance. So we'll see you guys shortly, after a minute.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk during this part of it. Although, you know, this is still some of Uematsu's finest work, the regular soundtrack to FF4. Amazing what he could do with 16 bits.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know sound is not measured in... I know. Stop it. Stop yelling at me. But has to go through the entire script here. Should have had more metal on his folks.
Yeah, he tried to get that quick stone cast off, but just doesn't quite have the accuracy in the not middle spot.
And so now it'll be Tybalt's turn to serenade us with River City Ransom.
Sorry, everyone. We have Vanilla Forge on. Disappointing.
Well, you know, if you thought that you were going to see a Gigadax or a big hammer for Sid. Sorry. It's not Alchemu, it's Alchemy. That's it. That's it. I'm done with that now.
Thank you.
It's all right. We're just giving further incentive to tease that eventual Cecil.
Yes. And so, Tybalt does not have the Earth Crystal, won't be able to chain that in. Does have 2 objectives complete, though. And also has the hook, and decides now is the time to launch that hovercraft.
Yeah, at this level, not much down there is going to even give you pause at this point. So get that other objective out of the way and keep on trucking.
Now, did Tybalt do everything on the moon? I don't remember the Crystal Sword altar.
I don't think he did Crystal Sword, and I don't think he did Mura. I think he might just wanted to see what was behind the hook totally before full clearing.
So Warlake going back through the waterway, did Warlake reset it before doing Baron? What's going on here?
I don't think he did. He walked out of what's the word? Odin spot.
But he walked out of Odin, took the Earth Crystal. Why is he going back through the waterway?
Oh, guess he did reset.
Oh, goodness. That's a long way back. Well, we get to see Evil Wall and Odin again.
Yeah, you gotta give him the screen time before being casually knocked out of the way. Well, we're not gonna get our moon gauntlet, but that's a upper tower gauntlet.
Yeah, that is. We get a couple of eggs in that second spot there. So, the speculation in chat is that Warlake turned in the Legend Sword and the Adamant, and got the Excal, but it did not count as an objective. It certainly didn't look marked on his tracker. So,
yeah,
this is strange.
He also popped into his key item count, and it was showing both the Legend and the Adamant as in the yellow text, so that they hadn't been used yet.
Did he find another bug again? Nah.
Warlake, you don't want to have to go through your life as a bug tester.
Absolutely not.
Apparently it's the calling, though.
Yeah. Doing it for love of the game.
We'll
Thanks,
have to
Darth
ask
Plagueis.
Warlink.
I'm diving in to check the VOD, and I will let you all know what happened.
Well, thank you, Darth Plagueis, our intrepid tracker, coming in to chill with us. Meanwhile, Tybalt heading down the hook route. If this hook came earlier, this Mom Bomb would be a real problem.
Yep, but as of now, we're just going to say hi, Mom Bomb. And...
Yeah.
You're dead.
Well, instead of calling your mother, which is something all of you should do today,
Hi, Mom Bomb.
we're gonna nuke our mother. So Warlake is going to not deal with the Odin spot just yet. So even though Warlake did get the Earth Crystal reset out of that, doesn't have the Earth Crystal right now. but instead is going to go straight underground.
Imagine he's gonna go test the forge again real quick, and probably go from there.
And if that doesn't work, well, there are... then you need both the pan and the tower key, I suppose. At least it's not required 7 out of 7, right? If this were an actual bug to be fixed.
Yeah, that's definitely an upside to this. You're not completely locked out of winning. Definitely heartbreaking though when it's an objective you think you're getting.
Yeah.
But that's the nature of running these things sometimes.
Well, Tybalt's party did not all go to Grudger College. Taking on the 2 Grudgers here as, I believe, the 3rd fight in the 5-fight All Gauntlet. Egg is the first and Egg is the last, which is really nice if this hook wrap comes early on in a seed and you need just a little respite. Ask me how I know.
Okay, let's check this out.
Alright.
Yeah. So he's not going to make another sword. He hasn't even found adamant. I wonder if the wacky flag has something to do with this.
Oh my goodness, maybe. Oh man.
Yeah, this is
And
what
he's-
happened before, too.
He's not getting... Well, it's done. Received Excal.
Yeah, there is no credit for the objective.
And nothing. Not getting credit.
Man.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, this sucks. I'm so glad I made it like 6 out of 7 thing. Goodness.
Yeah. So, we thought Alchemy was being kind to the runners by giving them Adamant and Legend Sword early on. It turns out it was just a red herring.
It wasn't on purpose, I promise.
or like looking like he's gonna make the best of it though and shoot down Fey March to go take a look at the
Oh yeah.
the key item with the chest and potentially the queen spot.
So this thing, this kind of bug, this kind of misadventure, and you feel like you've wasted a lot of time, it can make you a little mad. And Tybalt's about to find the same thing, and we'll see what he does about it. Really, there's nothing that vents your frustration better than cleaning the clock of whoever is at the queen spot here.
Hopefully an easy
Just
one
absolutely caterwauling them.
to cleanse the palate. Oh, so I mean,
Oh!
the physical attack here isn't like that bad, right?
That's weird. So Tybalt just had the
Tybalt got it.
offer him.
Tybalt got the objective.
What?
What is
Huh?
going on here?
Huh? Hello?
What in
Oh
the world?
no! I feel terrible. Oh no! What the heck? Yeah. That's what in chat saying hashtag
Yeah.
rigged. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, absolutely. Tybalt with a huge advantage.
Wonder what could be causing it on Warlink's end. That's just curious.
Well, Warlink does
Oh,
defeat
no.
that DKC.
Warling's objective is
Only one
broke.
person standing. That's all you need.
Warling has
Wow.
forfeited from the race, understandably so.
Yeah, that's gotta be so frustrating. What in the world?
I'm
What
gonna poke
happened?
him. I'm gonna poke him if he wants to come chat about it, but I understand
Yeah,
if he
no,
doesn't want
Warlink.
to.
Absolutely, Warlink certainly welcome to come up here in the booth and watch the rest of this with us. This is just bizarre. This is bizarre.
Just to answer some questions in chat, we really have no idea what's going on. It looks like Warlink is not able to complete any objectives for whatever reason.
Like he can do them, they just aren't registering as an objective, as a completed objective. Yeah, he just defeated the queen at the Town of Monsters. We just saw that. That happened with Coco forging the Legend Sword. And Tybalt has the same file, doing the same things, not having the same issue. Just we don't know. Got a feel for Warlink. He's, you know, if he can't do this, he's unable to continue. Yeah, and you know, it's not just a matter of tracking, as Darth Plagueis is pointing out. The game needs to recognize that you've done it in order to give you the crystal when you've done 6 of them.
Okay, so Warlink doesn't want to come in the booth, understandably so. He said that it's like maybe like remember how there was a little bit with his flashcard in the middle of the race. Like he guesses maybe it's something to do with that, with like the save file or whatever. I don't know. He's gonna go figure it out. But I guess we're just gonna watch Tybalt race. Well, Tybalt just do a cool seed.
Yeah, I mean,
let me see if I can figure out
Tybalt's earlier in the seed. Tybalt was throwing rocks at the CPU. Maybe Warlink might want to do that. That might be therapeutic.
Yeah, definitely hate to see it, especially somebody who's been running these seeds as long as Warlink has. You know, you hate to see it, especially when it's being restreamed.
Yeah, just a bummer, but Warlink certainly welcome to be restreamed and contribute anytime we think the world of him, and just a bad break today. Well,
on Tybalt's side, got the tower key out of Dwarf Castle, which is always good because who really likes single diving Babel?
Yeah, and did not even need to utilize the warp glitch. Tybalt knows he's in go mode. All he has to do is defeat the queen at the Town of Monsters, and he will get his crystal. So you ever get the feeling the game hates you?
I know. So how my last couple of asyncs have gone, I can sympathize.
Yeah. You know, it's just one of those things. Well, Tybalt should be enjoying himself. He's really put on a heck of a race here. Had a bad break early on with that D-Machine grind, but he recovered really well, put on a clinic, and has since just been obliterating this scene. And even a DKC as the queen of the Sound of Monster spot, not going to give him any issues.
No, he should have, similar luck that Warlink did. That Sid has got enough HP that even with all the speed and damage that DKC is doing, he can outlast 3 of them.
Does pick up the key item from there. And so, Tybalt's certainly going to be looking ahead to this Zeromus fight. Volgran with Tybalt's levels and party. You only need, I guess, a couple of Star Veils. How are you approaching the seed fight?
Definitely with that layout, it's going to be reflect strats all the way. Sid's going to try his best, but he's not going to have the physical power that you're looking for from like a Cecil or a Kane in that spot. So you're going to see a lot of Star Veils, a lot of walls, and a lot of reflected nukes.
And Tybalt is going to try and nuke down the Dark Knight.
Yeah, never a bad strategy, but with your Sid having that much HP and not really needing levels on anybody else, I personally would just... Oh, that's right, not physically hitting him, I guess, doesn't count. So, you figure you either get him nuked in 2 turns or you survive for 3. Either way.
Well, someday you will see. Does get the speech in the end. Nuke doesn't take any time to cast, so... And Tybalt has all 6 objectives complete and gets his crystal. No pass that I've seen.
Neither have I, so be a nice long trek down the moon.
Now I do remember in the Hummingway shop that silk web's for sale. Might be a good idea to swing by there and pick up one just for that Z fight.
Absolutely, get that quick, no frills nuke, especially with some of the lower HP totals that you have in general. Just make sure you don't take an unfortunate high roll.
And so Tybalt still wants to get something done down here. Oh, can't cast exit because Fu is overflowed, maybe?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Unfortunately, there's a quick exit tile down in the treasury.
Yeah, not a big deal.
That's a thing? You can't cast exit?
Yeah. Well, no, you can't cast anything outside of battle.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Right.
So,
that's dangerous.
Yeah, also can't cure your folks, which might have been one of the reasons why Tybalt decided to use that Cure 4 in battle. Because Fu is the only white mage he's working with. Tella is the anchor.
Which, fortunately, with access to the whale and having to use it to go up to the moon, you have a pretty quick, free in, basically.
Mm-hmm. But, considering this will be the last fight, and Tybalt's having a little trouble with the controls.
I mean, who among us hasn't accidentally hit the opposite control you wanted to in the middle of a race?
Jane! Stop this crazy thing!
Go mode, and I have to go fight the boss in the moon? Now I'm gonna go back to Earth.
Yeah, that's scary. Well, while he's making this trek, I do want to thank one more time our restreamer, Alchemy, our tracker, Darth Plagal, and thank you, Falgran. This is, despite the unfortunateness on Warlink's side, this has been a really fun time. Tybalt's in a really good position to make quick work of Zeromus.
And don't forget,
absolutely, and thank you, dude.
Like, shout out to Ship Launcher, the titular guy with the guitar in the room.
No, the guitar is not in my title.
Fair enough.
Guitar launcher? Should that be my new name?
I mean, it's more musical than Sheep, I guess.
Just your secret Smurf account. Well, I'll be wondering who this mysterious person is.
This is Guitar Launcher.
Who is this mysterious man?
Pete Townsend, probably. Was it? Didn't he?
It just puts one of those like superhero eye masks and just has a guitar and throws it.
Yeah.
Who could this be?
So many dissolves. So many fades in and out. You could teach a cinematography class with this final dungeon.
Honestly, yeah. Especially without encounters. With encounters, things drag on quite a bit more.
So, any Z sprites you're hoping to see?
Something big.
Any butts you're hoping to kick?
A large one.
That is a good question.
A cute one. One with a hat, maybe.
I want the Organization 13 moose. That one's really cool.
As I say, I've gotten a lot of like horrifying ones lately, so like a cute one would be cool.
Well, Tibble almost at the bottom, which means it is time to find out who's to find out who Zeromus will be today, and it is time, Fallgran, to ask the question.
Oh yes, our favorite question. Whose butt are we kicking today?
Yay! We did it! We did the thing!
Yeah. So we can't randomize where Zero Miss is.
No.
That would be horrible on many levels. Big Bang scaling would be just you don't want to see it. So what our lovely
Always gotta be big.
Yeah, oh yeah. So what our lovely team has done is there is an untold number of randomized sprites that Zero Miss can be, and more being added on a fairly regular basis. So, with that said, with that crystal casted and the true colors emerging, let's see what we got.
Wow, that sprite is
well,
gorgeous.
That's Unaleska from Final Fantasy X. Somebody will find that cute, I'm sure.
I mean,
Yeah, it seems
Medusa's
fairly
can
horrifying
be-
to me.
Medusa's can be pretty cute.
Oh, you always like to see that counter nuke getting reflected.
Yeah, that's a nice piece of good luck.
Darth pointing out that yes, the snakes kinda are a hat.
I mean, they could like coil around like her head in a hatular shape.
Yeah. That is true. And you know, the snakes can circle around and create kind of a halo.
I can be your angle or your devil, or a snake, I guess.
Well, whatever it is, it's gonna be gone soon. Because the nukes are coming in fast.
As I say, we saw a shake for a Big Bang, but I don't think we're going to see the actual Big Bang itself.
Nope, and the reflex strats will ensure that Unalesmus has half the HP that she would normally have.
Easily nerfed. We got a floor tele, but who needs them?
Yeah, a couple of high rolls even on that nerf, but nothing to be concerned with. And all the nukes in their proper places in the top left. Don't even have to scroll for them. Love to see it. And he's done it.
Alright.
Tibble wins the Wacky race on this Sunday afternoon. Tibble is unstackable.
He is
unstoppable.
unstackable.
He's unstackable. GG's to Tibble. It finishes with
Absolutely.
an official time of 1:35:34. And we'll get him in here for an interview.
Yes, he will.
Tibble enjoying to talk? Yeah. Tibble is
Speaking
our
of-
shrinking violet who, you know, never wants to talk, but here he is. Tibble
Hello. GG.
So, how did you kind of approach this wackiness? Kind of one of the more unforgiving wacky flags, the Unstackable, makes you really focus early on what you wanted to do. How did you approach it?
Well, I mean, Unstackable, you kind of have to limit what you can do because you don't have, like 30 life potions in one spot. You have to worry about what items you grab. And later on in the seed, once I saw I had nothing but mages coming in front of me, and I'm like, who doesn't need to use any inventory space? Mages. I don't need to worry about keeping certain gear to hit affinities or weaknesses like mage mashing, or mages have everything.
Yeah, we saw you use a lot of like the life staff on Tella when you were doing your D machine grind.
No, I was not using the life staff. It was life 1 from his normal spells.
Oh, that's right. Right.
Yeah, I gotta tell life. He missed.
Speaking of that D machine, so you got in there. You got into your D machine grind first. It had just that unfortunate wipe in the beginning there. What was going through your head?
I'm like, oh, well, you know what? Time to do the D-Strata, forcing it with the old D-Machine manipulation, because I'm not going back to Baron. I'm here, let's try to recover this. I was so aggravated when that happened.
Yeah, you actually... Go ahead, War.
I was gonna say, I could hear the character stomping through the giant, through the screen, just a little bit of aggravation of having to do that again. But your next one was really fantastic, really efficient.
Really efficient. I may have overdone it just a little bit. I lost track of count.
Was it level 99?
No, but Rydia did get Meteo.
But in your defense, you did end up using Meteo, so
well
worth it.
I mean, you got CPU, you gotta drop rocks on CPU. I mean, come on.
We do love a restream Meteo cast here.
Multiple Meteo casts.
Yeah,
that wipe to Odin early on, I was like, well, I've got other options for possible underground, and then I complete ordeals and Fabul, and I'm like, well, I got darkness. I was gonna go do Twin Heart, but I've got darkness. Let's go see who's up here. And well, it was Fu, and like, well, okay, Fu enables levels, which enables Moon. Let's do that. And then I made the unfortunate mistake of MP glitching both my exit casters.
We were wondering about that, and it took us a second because we were like, you have plenty of exits. Why is he walking? And we're like, oh.
That was exactly what I think. It was like, after I did them both before to win on the Masamune altar, as I'm walking down, I'm like, I don't have any ethers, or, oh, I have to warp out. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, time to hear.
But, it all came together at the end. You left a little bit on the moon, but it didn't come back to haunt you. And really a nice way to get the crystal is just to obliterate with a couple of nukes DKC at the Queen spot.
Yeah, I mean, you find at least 3 key items on the moon. You haven't really done anything in the underground with summon monsters on. Like, at that point, you're looking at very few odds. And we see by the spoiler log, I just saw the pan being at the Murasame altar. So, I mean, Moon almost had everything in this seed. Moon was required.
Moon was wanted.
So, I mean, I found 3, and I'm like, okay, I've got 3 key items. I've still got 2 within Baron, Twin Harp, and I've got the entire underground. Like, there could be a massive chain somewhere. Let's just see where this goes. I didn't want to go back to Baron to face the Odin.
Well, settle this debate for us. Was Zeromus cute?
No.
Tough but fair.
Look, I get, it's Medusa style, but I'm sorry, the only cute Medusa is Dusa from Hades.
Damn,
Okay.
harsh words, but I understand.
A man of taste.
Well, little Dusa from Hades, that's cute. She is adorable. Man, with these wacky flags, sometimes you just gotta flip them upside down on their head. You know, with Unstackable, why worry about arrows and weaponry?
Yeah, that's precisely it, and why Edge not showing up until way late was really not a big deal because Edge needs a lot of those items to really be effective.
Yeah, and you think about stealing sirens, well, it's like, okay, it's one siren per slot.
Yeah,
20 in a
precisely.
dream, that's 20 slots up, and you gotta go down to each